Hey everyone, you're listening to Ankur Warikoo on Woice with Warikoo. On this podcast, I talk to you about entrepreneurship, how to grow in life, manage personal finances, handle failures, and a lot more things that just come to my mind. The episode begins. 27th August 2002. I took my first ever flight in my life, and it was for the USA. Straight, first flight itself to the USA. I remember that Papa had to take a 55,000 rupee loan to pay for that one-way ticket. It was a KLM Airlines flight, stopover at Amsterdam, then Detroit, then East Lansing. And East Lansing was where Michigan State University's campus was located. For the next 5 years, I had chosen this place to be my home as a PhD student in astrophysics. I still remember the scene at the Delhi airport. My entire family had come to see me off. Ruchi had come to see me off. Everyone was crying. And I was crying too. But I was also excited. I was really excited for the future because this is what I always dreamt of. To go to the US for a fine education, become a space scientist, join NASA, land on Mars. And that dream was finally coming true. I'd been admitted on a 100% scholarship. The only way, frankly, that we could have afforded this education in the first place. I was carrying $400 with me, money that my extended family had given as a farewell gift. My luggage comprised utensils, masalas, stationery, Asian edition books, winter clothes, anything and everything possible that would save me money once I was there. The minute the flight took off, a deep sense of sadness overtook me. Not only was I going to be far, far away from the people that I loved the most, I also did not have the financial strength to visit them whenever I wanted. Forget visiting, I didn't even have the money to call them as much as I wanted. A 10-minute call back then would cost me $5, which would be a fortune. I landed at the Amsterdam airport. It was a 6-hour stopover. And I still remember the song that was playing on loop, Here I Am by Bryan Adams. For the next 5 hours, I cried as I listened to one of my favorite songs at that point of time. And the song has this chorus, which is, it's a new world, it's a new start, it's alive with the beating of young hearts. It's a new day, it's a new plan. I've been waiting for you. Here I am. It was almost as if someone had decided that this song was to be played for me. I remember reaching Detroit around 3 p.m. I cleared the immigration and I was awestruck with that airport. There were so many people, different skin tones, different accents, different clothes. And I was really hungry. So I went to McDonald's and I ordered a cheeseburger, thinking that it would be a cheeseburger. But apparently in the US, a cheeseburger is not a cheeseburger. And my food budget for the day was over. I didn't have anything else to eat. I was super hungry. I reached East Lansing around 9 p.m. And the Indian Students Association had offered to send a student over to pick me up. But I couldn't see anyone. There were no mobile phones at that point of time, so I couldn't ask somebody to call or something. There were only those pay phones, the ones that you drop the coins and then call. So I called a number, which was the only number that was given to me, but it wasn't answered. And I didn't know what to do. So I just decided to wait. And after 90 minutes, the student showed up, apologized because he had an examination or an assignment to finish, something like that. I don't remember precisely. And we drove to the campus in the old Camry that the student had. We reached the apartment that I was to call home from now on. And I still remember he said that, अंकुर पहली रात ना सबसे ज़्यादा मुश्किल होती है. तो I think तुझे हमारे साथ आज रात को रहना चाहिए. The first night, Ankur, is usually very tough, and I think you should stay with us tonight. But I was sure that I didn't want to. So I thanked him, and he just helped me with my luggage, and I closed the door on him. And as soon as I turned around towards my room, I realized that I was all alone. I was all by myself. And it's crazy how vividly I still remember that night and I remember these things, almost as if it were happening to me right now as I share it with you. As you might know already, I decided to eventually drop out of my PhD program after 2 years and come back to India. But those 2 years just gave me so much. They taught me so much about myself. In my solitude, I truly found myself. But I also felt an immense sense of guilt dropping out. The university had paid for my education. They gave me a handsome stipend every month. They'd invested in me. And here I was feeling as if I had ditched them. And I frankly never felt that the university would ever want to do anything with me after that. 27 September 2022, exactly 20 years to the day I left for Michigan State, the university confirmed me as a speaker for their alumni speaker series. I will be going to the university this April and addressing the students, sharing my journey with them. And it feels even surreal to say this. 18 years back, when I came back to India, if someone had come up to me and said, hey, I have this exciting thing to share. By the way, I'm from the future, so I don't know if you will believe it or not, but time travel has been invented. Yay! And here's what's going to happen. In about 18 years, you will have more than 7 million people follow you in something really cool called social media. It hasn't come up yet, but don't worry about that. It's really, really cool. And you would have written a best-selling book. It will be showcased everywhere. People will be raving about it, acknowledging it, loving it. You'll be loved and respected by a lot of people. They will write into you every day saying that your content, your experiences, your life has just helped them so much in their life. You'll be invited by top companies to address their employees and motivate them. And you know what? Forget all of that. This very university that you've just dropped out from, it will call you back to address their students. I would have just told that person to get a CT scan, to just get their brain checked. But here I am, living this life, exactly this life. Not because I'm the smartest person I know or the most hardworking person I know. I'm living this life because I did not give up on myself. I loved myself. I cared for myself. I critiqued myself. A lot of you would be perhaps going through the same thing that I went through 18, 20 years back. A lot of you would be going through something similar in your lives. A new company, a new city, a new career, a new relationship, a new experience. It may not always turn out to be what you wanted it to be. But that's not the end. There is never any end until the day we all die. Because up until that day, you have yourself. And I wish for you to find that yourself one day, as I thankfully did. All the best. Thank you for listening to this episode of Woice with Warikoo. To be notified of upcoming episodes, be sure to subscribe and follow the show on this app right now. Also, don't forget to rate and review the show because that just feels nice. Thank you.